Why, hello. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, pew, pew. Oh, why, hello. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, pew, pew. Oh, why, hello. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, pew, pew. Oh, why, hello.
Hey, how you guys doing? It is a nice and beautiful sunny day outside. I have some beautiful storyboards made from lovely Miss Kayla that collaborated with me on this. Finally able to get them, make some time for them. Wanted to really put some content out here for you guys, but you know, it's one thing at a time. I'm going to start by doing these storyboards. She did a wonderful job on these storyboards, by the way. And I'm very, very happy with her work. And she's so nice to have done these for me. And I'm very appreciative. Let's start with getting these backgrounds done, you know? These are the perfect size. It's going to be on a 9:16 ratio, I believe. I know. Yeah, 16:9. And we're just going to make backgrounds. So feel free to vibe. I may not talk a lot. Didn't feel like putting the camera up. It's a little too much work. But nonetheless, I'll be having the greatest vibes today. I'm on the wrong layer. Look at that. Shame on me. Shame on me. I'm going to try to find like a good line weight. Still a little much. Right there. So this is going to be our grassy knoll area. In the background, we're going to create some bushes, so we're going to kind of lean in on this. Overall, I think I need to go a little further. Let's give it like a hand-drawn look. Let's see what pens we could use. I like this one. Yeah, I like that one. Nice little crayon look. I'm going to use like a thicker line weight. And then we'll go thicker for the closer ones. I'm just going to kind of replicate what she's got going here. Get like an upland shrubbery right here. I'm going to be coloring these, by the way. Want to give it a nice little shrubbery look. Oh, thank you, Billy Badgate. These are far off in the distance too, so I don't want to put too much of an emphasis on them. Just enough. We're just vibing with the music. I wanted to put some like really intense metal stuff on, but I didn't want to get copywritten striked. YouTube's been really attentive on that stuff. No chill, I think, is the term everyone uses now. older I get, the crazier the slang is to me. I like these little lines she put over here too. I'm gonna create these all on like different objects and do like a back foreground, 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 all that cool stuff. Let's go off for a general idea. Like this stuff up here is probably going to be its own little thing. It's got some heavier weights there. I'm going to make these like a dark green so it doesn't take away from the line work that we're going to throw on our characters. Let's see. That right there is good. Go ahead and fill that in. You see that? It does like the inside, but then kind of leaves it like a little bit of a thing. Let's try to bump that up a little bit. A lot more than that. Well, we do a lot more than that. Let's see. There we go, that's a lot better. We just need to go through this and all the stragglers. There we go. Should be good. Okay. So that's good for that line work. We're gonna have a little bit lighter line work on this other stuff. She's got some bushes here. I kind of want to emphasize some of the shrubbery. Having really nice like close-up on the details on artwork is just, it does that extra little detail needed. Just in case we need to pan out, we got these guys all set up. You don't see that one. I didn't realize that was a thing. Well, I noted that it was going to be there, but I forgot that YouTube had strict guidelines. They'd castrate me for that. So we've got these smaller lines. be really fun to have like some sticks kind of poking out, little branch sticks. I really should put this on another foreground though. I'll probably use my select tool to pull it out. I'm going to connect this automatically too. Alright, let's do this. I'll cut this up and put it on a different layer. Oh, it already needs another layer for me. Well, that just means I can throw this up here. We'll stay on this layer because we got to do the other brush, which is over here. It looks like long grass, so I'm going to do long grass. Go. I'm only doing the one sides because it helps me kind of get a better idea of where everything's going to be. This vibe is really nice. You guys are probably barely even picking up the music too. Just some subtle detail in there like that. Let's go back to this dark green. Now we're going to do this tree line, which is very, very far back. Put this behind everything else. It's like the further we get, the shrubbier it gets. It's too much of a sharp turn. But it just looks like a bunch of turds, doesn't it? That's fine. What's that thing Bob Ross said about turds? It's not a real turd if you haven't shat it fully. Something like that. It's not going to be too much talking. It's just a really nice day today. I wanted to come out here and vibe with you guys. I was thinking about Twitch, but it's just like, I don't really use Twitch too much. Someone told me that Twitch is kind of racist. I'm not exactly sure what that was about, but I may have been misinformed. Don't know me by now. Y'all should know that if someone sounds convincing, I'm gonna believe it. Think about it. You say anything with enough vindication, it could sound like you know what you're talking about. I actually have to go back here. Where is my color selector? Where's my color selector, Batman? What kind of farts do you think the Joker has? Do you think they're rancid? Do you think they're awful? Do you think they're as cynical as he is? Oh, wait. I'm gonna put this on this layer. I'm sure I want to throw little patches of grass. I'm gonna add to the elements. There we go. Now we go back here. Pick a nice dark brown for these trees. A little bit of a Ren and Stimpy vibe. So there, we're going to use some lighter colors in here. Just going to get them in. I'll see what I'm about to do here. Might be too bright. A little bit more tertiary. I think we gotta go a little lighter than that too, in terms of line weight. Let's do this. That's too much. I think like subtle little bits. Like that. Kind of like this minimalist look. A little darker. There we go. Let's do a little bit more of a calmer vibe, right? Oh, these are way in the back. Gotta create a further ground, and that's just much of a regular foreground. I actually might have to change these too. Okay, that's not too bad. Go merge down. There we go. All is not destroyed, all is not lost. Ground, mid-ground. Background. Okay, run that round, so we're gonna create some trees. Gotta create some trees. I'll show you how this is going to be done. I'm gonna use the large brush again. Just a good size. Little larger. I'm thinking like 30. Yeah, that's a lot better. Okay. If we get the main ones here, we'll get all the supporting trees around it. Today is a wonderful day for ice cream. Like, I could just so much ice cream. For you sound like 12 pints of ice cream for that. I'd be, sure. Okay. Trip out. It's gonna go a little darker in the back. And then we're gonna fill that in with like some darker tree lines. I know I could have used a fill tool. Where's the fun in that? Did you guys ever think that like taking your time on some nice color work is very therapeutic? As it does to me. It's kind of seeing little spots just flow in, you know, just kind of working them into the right spots. It just is so much mentality. I'm not gonna lie, this music's making me a little sleepy. Could be worse though. Could be far worse. Good thing. Life's tough, so things can always be far more worse. There's no excuse for things to happen the way they might be happening, but still. It's kind of weird to think that. Not even weird to think, but it's strange to think that, like, your situation's probably a lot better off than someone else's. It makes me feel bad because that other person probably doesn't deserve their situation to be that way either. I'm tired of being the victim of society. That's what it feels like. Especially if you have like psychiatry. Always make you feel like you're different. Not in a good way either. You're like, this is why you're messed up. When you think about it, it's just like, why would you say those things? You kind of get the gist of where they're coming from. It's like, this is where they make their money off of big pharma. So we don't fight it. We shut up and take our pills. I want to feel like how a normal person feels. In reality, there is no such thing as a normal person. It's like the whole world's gone mad, Batman. My father had some very, very stinky farts. Farts that would drive a man wild, Batman. Never mind, that is just a tick. Not even a nervous one either. See how well that contrasts in the back? I'm gonna slowly start doing these shrubberies little by little. So another glorious thing about scribbling them this way, see how I kind of eat away at the green up on top? These little fragments just kind of create leaf textures without actually having to put them in there. Alright, so we got those really dark trees in the background. I'm just going to go solid black. I'll trip out on this. Draw some spots in here that just drown it out. You get the dark spots in the woods, you know? Realistically, it should be coming together like at these more crunched corner areas, like right just behind the trees, like this, right? You get this idea from like Pokemon. If you look at their background, a lot of their pastel painty backgrounds have like these little areas where black takes a lot of it, but it's kind of bunched together to create effects. Right here, it's going to eat it up too. This is gonna be the fun part right here. I figure it's gonna be the fun part right here. Like, oh no. One thing I've learned from like watching YouTube artists is that a lot of the times you don't really need to draw everything out. You just really need to learn how to see. It's just like a whole thing. You think about it, we kind of blur out a lot of these subtle backgrounds, you know? You don't really take in the entirety of it. Especially like now that I got like medication for my ADHD. It's like there's so much more to scenes. I've always digged them, but I appreciate them a lot more now. It's when your brain's able to slow down, it's just so much easier, you know? See how we've created a depth of like closer and like farther trees. It's gonna look better when I put the colors in much. And you're gonna look at it and be like, oh no way. How did he do that? Oh my god. I might have to come back here and watch how he did that in these other videos. No way. It's gonna be her coloring like I love the test of the pepper crayon. Eating crayons, it's called craymaxing. Like I do these backgrounds, I can't help but think like if someone decides that they want to get obsessed into thinking that I'm doing like subliminal messaging in my backgrounds, just an FYI. I wish I could. Realistically, it's just all like kind of winging it. I've done a lot of really crappy backgrounds, but there's some like this one that I just want to take my time on because we're going to reuse them, you know? And like, Kayla did a phenomenal job on these. I told her not to detail them too much, but she went ahead and did it anyways. I know that's like bad practice. It works for me just because she's helping me out a lot. But if your investor doesn't want something done, I advise you not to do it and go that extra mile because a lot of the times you're putting in extra work for something that your client doesn't really care for, you know? If you're working for me, I'd love you to go that extra mile for me, you know? But I've had experiences where you go out of your way and it's like, it's going to be so much nicer than when they sent me this reference thing. And you fix the reference and then you go in and fix the lighting. it's not what they wanted. They're just like, this is a lot. It's too much. This wasn't exactly what we wanted you to do. Or something along the lines of that. It just always sucks to have to be like, okay, well, I guess we could try again. Scrap all that extra work that you did. Really is a shame. Especially when you're so passionate about something, How many of you guys want to actually see me play video games? I think I'll go and have a game night, Did that last night. I loved it, but it's a weird thought. I forgot how to not even stream, but I forgot how to remind myself that I'm on camera so I don't say stupid shit. It's hard for me not to say stupid shit because I say stupid shit all the time. Look at that. Now we got the nice little effect that we have some stuff back here. And everything's in the same bunch. So I think all we need to do is just kind of drop some shades of green. I'll go with the darker ones first. Yeah, let's do the dark. No, we'll do the light greens first. And then we'll put the accentuating colors on them. Exactly what I'm looking for. Let's see. Let's see. I might have to do this. Let's do the thing. Well, that doesn't do it either. Let's do this. I see what's going on. We gotta get this locked in. That opens it up more. There we go, that's better. I can deal with that. have an open spot in there. Found it. Go ahead and just color it in with this. No, have I now? Except you guys. If you tell anybody, you have some motherfucking problems. Ah, yes, right here. Go ahead and just color these in right now. Go ahead. That's everything? No, that's everything? Yeah. See that? Now we got a nice little background. We'll get into the darker stuff later. Those aren't closed all the way either. I'm trying to find out where they're left open. Oh, it's just this part over here. We got it. We got this. Yeah, we got it. We gotta check this out. Yeah. Make it slightly lighter. So much nicer this background looks. So nice, isn't it? Okay. This we're going to turn to like a nice soft green. Look at that. Beautiful, huh? Look at these guys. Probably going to detail them a little better, but kind of gives a nice little rough idea of how the entire picture looks. I'm gonna recenter this thing now. There we go. We got ourselves a nice little rustly background here. I kind of want to do this a little lighter. Slightly lighter. There we go. Does better, but we don't want to change the actual tree. There we go. That's what we need. Creates more of a soft, pellety background, you know. Now we gotta get the stuff in the back. This guy blew up, so we're probably gonna do that on our next little thing. I'll just be like part 2, you know, and we'll kind of go from there. But thank you for joining my stream. This has been my 1 hour of nonsense doodling. I probably talked about some stuff I'm not very to be talking about, but Nonetheless, enjoy your time with me. This is Sonic the Hedgehog parody. We will be making ChiliDogs with these guys. It's an A24 inspired film. Yeah, it's an A24 inspired horror film for Sonic the Hedgehog. If you want to find out more about it, I would suggest going to my website. They were fine back then. Yes. This is where we're gonna come in with the pieces. Yeah, you just go to my website. I think I put the full pilot on there. Not so much pilot, but the full screenplay. If you like reading and want to actually know what it's about, you can check it out. Be on my screenplay tab. I've tried fixing the site a little better so you guys could use it without it being so slow. I know Wix has its issues, but as do I, as do all of us. Everyone has issues. But when it comes to Sonic parodies, I got the biggest issues. I'm like not a super fan of Sonic either, but I do like it. You know, I remember I used to be about it a lot more when I was a kid. Just kind of, it was cool seeing like a spiky-haired protagonist, you know? Like even the Dragon Ball stuff, it's just like, oh my god, this is so badass. You know? And Sonic was kind of my thing to check out, you know? Check this out. Nope. Don't want to do that. Same with this guy over here. Let's go beyond it. I told you I was gonna leave, but like I told you, I like coloring. I like coloring a lot. Especially if you're not on a timeline. There's just like free coloring. That's the best kind of coloring, in my opinion. I feel like when it's rushed, it's like you don't get the time to truly sit there and dabble in the mystical round colors. Imagine how I was gonna say shitty, but imagine how bland the world would be if we didn't use colors, if we didn't see in colors. You know? That cognitive vibe we get to appreciate things. It's kind of what makes us human too. A lot of the times we get caught up in worldly things. Don't take the time to appreciate all of this glorious wonders. Yeah, all this gloriousness. This glorification is I know I could use it for like I used it for fucking before. It's just something really calming about being able to, you know, color within the lines and then reshape current lines that you could add a little bit more texture to, like an opposing brush. I'd like people to want to help on these things too. It's just like I get this weird thing, like I don't feel right if I can't pay artists to do work for me, or if it's not going to help them, you know. Being part of the starving artist community, you know, and in that situation where I'm like, okay, exposure's nice, but money's nicer than exposure. I just want to change the industry so people value that security, you know. It's gonna look funny, but it's okay. It's in the background. We have this nice little background here. Look at that. I got Dr. Seuss, right? We're gonna do that with all these too. A lot of these I'll probably just, you know, zoom out. Reuse this one. This is good for now. It's been a good solid hour of work for you guys. Thank you for stopping by. And yeah, just stay tuned. I'll stream more. Come check out my Twitch. I'll probably be on there more just to not feel obligated to talk, but you know, I'm out here. Catch you guys later. And Kayla, if you're out there, thank you for the awesome storyboards. They're phenomenal.